it's me. It's Letitia, the Crafty Curator. I am back after almost 8 months of being gone. I've been gone since February 14th of 2016 to be exact. My last recording was on Valentine's Day. So I've been gone for a while, but I'm back. I'm ready to record. I'm happy to be here. And I'm back. And if I look a little bit frazzled, it's because I just spent 54 minutes. Let that sink in. 54 minutes recording a video. And I hit something on my laptop and it all went away. It just went bye-bye. It just wasn't gone. Yeah. So I'm a little frazzled. Because I've been gone for 8 months, I have 8 months worth of haul to show. Not necessarily 8 months worth of WIPs because I stopped stitching for a while. I wasn't really posting anything on Facebook or Instagram. Got back into Facebook recently. Over the last couple of months, I think. I've really been back in the full swing of things with Stitch Mania. But not necessarily on Instagram. That whole algorithm thing really, I can't find anything. I can't find anybody. Pictures post, but if they're random. It's difficult for me to follow people's progress. So I'm kind of over that. But I still post randomly when I think about it, but I'm all over Facebook. Well, not Facebook, but Stitch Mania. Can't believe 54 minutes, guys. It's just gone. But anyway, I was giving a little bit of a life update, just things that are going on. I am in my final class for my master's degree. I walked the stage in December, so pretty excited about that. This morning, I was finishing I didn't finish. I started it today. I started it this morning. I was writing a 5-page paper. And I finished it maybe around 2:30ish. And I decided I was going to go to my LNS. I was going to go to the Stitching Post. And I wanted to pick something up. I wanted to pick up some fabric for a piece that I want to make for one of my coworkers. And I'll go into details about that later. But anyway, I walked into the Stitching Post and there was somebody behind me and she was like, excuse me. And I heard her, but I didn't pay any mind because why would I? I didn't think they were talking to me. But she was talking to me and she's like, aren't you on Flosstube? And I said, yes, I am. And it was so exciting to meet somebody that watches my Flosstube videos. It was so exciting. I think I was stunned. I was so stunned. I was just shocked, but it was so wonderful. And, we showed each other love and we embraced and we laughed and it was really, really, really nice to meet her. So, hey, Denise, what's up, girl? So that was great. It was really nice meeting her. And I thought about this after I left when I was calling my husband. I was so excited. To meet another stitcher, and somebody else that watches Flosstube because, made it feel like, it was more of not just something that we do, but it was, it's a thing. Flosstube is a big deal. So it was exciting. Little sister stitcher. But I was talking to my husband and I was like, I wish you were there. And I was like, I asked her name. I said, but I didn't even think to get contact information. Here I am meeting another person that loves Flosstube, and I don't know. I wish I got more information about her, but she says she watches my videos. I told her I would be recording. So Denise, if you're watching, it was lovely meeting you. I was really excited to meet you. So anyway, so that was exciting. And I went there, the last time I was at my LNS, it was the first Sunday of the last month. And I was walking in, and this guy was coming out. And he had on sunglasses. And I looked at him, and I thought, I'm in the middle of a red flannel moose sighting. I thought it was Stitcher Moose. I still think it was Stitcher Moose, but I'll never know. Why? Because I was a wimp, and I was chicken, and I was starstruck, and I didn't know what to do. I couldn't even say hi. How hard is that? It was hard. I couldn't even say hi. Because all I could think was, oh my God, it's Stitcher Moose. And how do you go up to a total stranger and be like, excuse me, are you Stitcher Moose? What if it wasn't? Awkward. So anyway, yeah, I lost my opportunity there. So Stitcher Moose, I don't know if he watches this, but if you do, was that you? I think it was. But anyway, funny. But next time I'm going to say something if I see him. I'm going to say hi. Anyway, so I'm surrounded, literally, they're piled up on my feet. My project bags, they're piled up on my feet because I just spent all this time showing this to you guys and my video went boom. So what I'm going to do in this video, I'm going to show my WIPs, then I'm going to show my nene. I couldn't resist. No, I'm going to show oh, I'm such a nerd. I'm going to show my WIPs and then I'm going to show my haul on a separate video because maybe it was just a bit too much for the computer to handle. I don't know. So I'm going to jump in and I'm going to not dilly-dally and chit-chat like I did before, but it's still got a good couple of videos coming your way. Some lengthy videos because the haul is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So are the WIPs and the nenes. So anyway, let's jump in. So what's sitting here still on my lap is Desiderata. I've become a needle minder maker, guys. I'm a needle minder maker. And there is one of my needle minders on this one. Here is the progress on, I hope you can see it. There you go. Here's the progress on Desiderata. I have officially finished page 1 of 6, I believe. And there's my little needle minder. It's a little Buddha. Can you see him? I hope so. So there's my needle minder and there's my Desiderata. Why is my frame freezing? Sorry if I frozen you guys. There's the progress on Desiderata. Desiderata is going to become, I know this is an out of print pattern and a lot of people have been asking about it. Guys, keep looking on Stash Unload and eBay. I saw somebody that had the same progress that I had and she gave away everything. She gave away the pattern, she gave away her WIP, she gave away everything for free on Stash Unload. And I know there's several people that are looking for this pattern and I was trying to grab it because there's been a couple of people that were asking about my pattern. But my pattern, I'm going to pay it forward. When I'm done with it, I'm going to pass it on to somebody and ask that they do the same thing, and they've completely love to do the same thing. So when she's done with it, she's got somebody she's going to pass it on to, and we'll just keep it circulating. So, Desiderata. Love her. Anyway, this is Maxim and Zoya. Let me tell you a little story about Maxim and Zoya. Maxim and Zoya taught me a very valuable lesson. I picked them up because I share Trisha's love for peacocks. This is by Plum Street Samplers, Maxim and Zoya. These colorful, beautiful little peacocks. Look at them. They are so sassy. So I went into my LNS last month as I described, as I mentioned earlier. And I picked this pattern up. It was like 10 bucks. I was happy. Peacocks, $10. I was happy. So I picked them up. I picked up a piece of 32 count even weave to stitch them on. And the even weave, the piece of even weave, it's such a small project. The even weave was like $7 or $8. I was like, okay, I'm still, in a good space. I decided to splurge because the pattern calls for MPI silks. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to live a little. I'm going to get the MPI silks. What did I do that for? I got to the cash register and I was like, what have I done? What have I done? But it was too late. It was too late. It was too late to turn back. No, it wasn't. No, it really wasn't. I was just, I don't know. You know what we do. You know how we do. So anyway, so I got in the car and I'm looking at this package and I'm like, I just spent a small fortune on silks. The pattern isn't that big. I'm stitching it on even weave. It's I don't know why I didn't do the DMC. So I get home and I decide to start stitching it, and I'm going to do 2 over 2. So I'm stitching 2 over 2, and I get to the point where I have these brown and gold flowers in the middle here. I got those done. I got the Z, the H, the W, maybe the B, the little peacock legs were done. Made great progress, right? So then I'm still feeling sorry for myself, thinking about my stupid purchase, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to save some of the silks for something else, and I'm going to do it 1 over 2, because I see people doing 32 count 1 over 2 all the time, and it looks beautiful. So I'm going to save some silks and do 1 over 2. So I spent at least 3 hours painstakingly picking out my silks, salvaging my silks, wrapping them back on the bobbin, so I can restitch 1 over 2. So I finally get everything out, start to restitch 1 over 2, and I don't like it. So then I decide I'm going to go back to 2 over 2. I thought about doing 1 over 1, but if I did that 1 over 1 and I got it framed, it would make a spectacular wall hanging in Barbie's house. It would have been so tiny, it would have been ridiculous. So I started doing it 2 over 2, which, might I add, is what I was doing to begin with, 3-4 hours prior to picking everything out, with all that progress that I had. So now this is what I have to show for it. Oh no, I'm not covering up the rest of it. That's actually it. That's all of it. That's what I have to show for it. So very valuable lessons learned with Mr. Maxim and Miss Zoya. Take your time, plan appropriately. Think about it before you go buying #all the silks. Think about it. You might change your mind. Put that back in there. Next up, I don't even know. It's a surprise. Okay, next up. This one is Abby's fault. I wasn't even thinking about this until I got sucked into her Flosstube videos and her magical finishes and beautiful work. And I ended up buying the Big Red Ship of Life. Why? Because I love me a big monochromatic cross stitch pattern with a whole bunch of stuff in it. I love it. So I got the Big Red Ship of Life that I'm stitching 1 over 1, 125 count mushroom Lugana. Brace yourself for the progress, guys. Wait for it. Boom. Boom. I like it. I like it a lot. So I'm stitching this 1 over 1, 25 count mushroom Lugana using, I just stabbed myself with my needle. There. It didn't hurt, it just shocked me. Using Current by Gentle Art Sampler Threads. It's a very dark, variegated red. Very dark. That's what I'm using. Put all this stuff back in the baggie. Let me talk about these baggies real quick. I get these project bags off of Amazon. You get like a 10-pack of them for $8. It is the mesh, vinyl, whatever you want to call it, document file bags. These. Nice little zipper. I've tried it with the little slidey plastic thing, but that's broken on me before. Get like 10 of them for $8. Makes me happy. But so this was a find. We moved into this house 3 years ago, and somewhere in the move, I don't even remember Maybe I showed it on my first Flosstube video. I don't know. But I lost this. I lost this pattern and I found it in the garage. And I was so excited because I had an orange crushed lunchbox that had the kit in it. It was a Dimensions kit, 3 ribbon women. And I had a metal orange crushed lunchbox that I found at a flea market for like 50 cents. And it held my project. And I had this lunchbox with a kit, but no project. No, I couldn't find the piece. I found it in the garage. 3 ribbon women. And I'm like 3/4 of the way done. I love this. I think Annie is doing this. And it hurt my heart to see her progress because I was like, I miss mine. I want to do mine too. So these 2 women are completely done. And the 3rd woman is almost done. But guess what? Where's the lunchbox? I have no idea where the lunchbox is. So I have this and half a pattern. I have no floss. I don't have the rest of the pattern because it's in the missing orange crunch lunchbox. That's somewhere in the garage. Good luck finding that. But it's in there. Somewhere. Somewhere over the rainbow. Next up, these are all my WIPs, guys. I didn't do anything with this, but I just want to show you my progress on the Clouds Factory Postcards from the World Stitch Along that started in January 2016. We're now in October. The October one came out today. It's New York. It's really cute. Here's my progress. Yeah. There's my progress. So, I haven't stitched on it. Not even a little. Let me show you what I have stitched on. This sexy beast. You know who he is. You know, say it with me. Rafiki. Look at this guy. He has 5 pages done. We still have the puppy dog duct tape covering that hole. 5 pages done. Tap dancing on the 6th page, and then we have these last 3 pages at the bottom. He is a sexy beast. I still love him. I still love stitching on him. I do. But now we're entering that region where it's nothing but green. No, because I still have his lap to do. There'll still be more of Rafiki. So this is one of my pieces from, I went through this phase over the past few months where I didn't want to stitch on anything that I had, so I decided to #start all the things. This was one of those things I started, and I was sucked into it by the colors. I have this love of stitching fish, peacocks, and butterflies. Like particularly monarch butterflies. I just love them. I don't know what it is about them. I just like butterflies and fish and peacocks. So this kind of sucked me in because it was a bunch of colorful fish. There we go. Funky Fish Carnival. Artwork by Linda Ravenscross, Heaven and Earth Designs. I'm trying not to get the glare. There we go. Funky Fish Carnival. And I have finished page 1, and I am working on page 2. There's my progress. Get my hands out the way. There we go. There's my progress on that. So all of page 1 is done. You can see Starsky and Hutch there. Big guys. And I got this little guy up in the corner. But yeah, there's Starsky and Hutch. A little crab needle minder. I didn't make that one. think that was Gina. Gina's Unique Boutique. So that's my progress on that. I think that's going to stay in my regular WIP rotation. I have this rotation right now where I'm working on my main WIPs. But then, you know, I have some that I stitch here in my stitchy spot, and then sometimes, you know, there'll be some that are on the go or in the bed at night. So those are going to be my monochromatic pieces. Speaking of which, my monochromatic pieces, I have 3 that are kind of on the go, and well, 2 that are on the go and 1 that I'm going to reintroduce. I already showed you the big red ship of life. And this one, everybody knows what this is. And of course, I can't pull out the piece of paper to show you what it looks like, but everybody knows what it looks like. You know what this is. It's Death by Cross Stitch. Death by Cross Stitch. My Long Dog samplers. It's a huge pattern. There's my unicorn. My unicorn's name is Chi Chi. The little bird's name is Raven. Named them after drag queens on my favorite TV show, RuPaul's Drag Race. So, Raven and Chi Chi, guys. Page 1 done. This border, oh my goodness, this border. It is something else. I'm stitching this 1/1 on 28 count Monaco. With Island Blue by Gentle Art Sampler Threads. Let me tell you a little bit about my drag queens and my cross stitch. So a funny thing happened. Yesterday I was cooking dinner and washing dishes, and I had Jessie Marie playing in the background. So she was talking about the Raven Queen. I was listening to it, you know what I mean? I wasn't really like watching. I was listening to it. She was talking about the Raven Queen, and all I caught was something along the lines of she was referencing she looked like a drag queen or something like that. I don't want to misquote her. And it was so funny because I had just the day before I sent Mackenzie this text because I had plans for my Raven Queen. So, you know, I made my first Mirabilia at the Met. I made her into an African American woman inspired by Josephine Baker. Might as well bring this up right here. Boom. My first Mirabilia, my first professionally framed piece. There she is in all her glory. Many of you watched her come together over the course of 2015. I started her January 1st, 2015, and finished her December something 2015. And had her professionally framed at my local needle shop. Needle workshop, the Stitching Post. Got to be careful. Okay. So I made her into an African American woman with Josephine Baker as my muse. And I decided I was going to make a collection of Mirabilias with different ethnicities because I enjoyed changing the skin tone and, you know, doing that conversion. So the Raven Queen, I kind of held off a little bit on doing her skin because I didn't know what I wanted to do with her. So I decided I was just going to do her skin the way it was. But her skin is very pale. So I was trying to figure out, I was like, maybe I can make her Asian. She was either going to be Asian or I was going to leave her as is. So I was thinking about it. And there is a drag queen on RuPaul's Drag Race whose name was Kim Chi. And Kim Chi is this spectacularly talented drag queen who has amazing skills with makeup artistry, and she comes up with the most extravagant costumes. She's really something. And in my personal opinion, the only reason she didn't completely steal the show was because of her confidence. If her confidence level was, if she was aware of how good she is, she would have killed it. She would have won. This is Kim Chi. So the Raven Queen reminds me of Kim Chi. So my Raven Queen is now named Kim Chi. I made her hair just a little bit darker, and I'm going to accentuate her eyes a little bit. Maybe I won't, I don't know. But she reminds me of Kim Chi, the drag queen, because Kim Chi would totally rock this blue and black and green and black bedazzled dress with ridiculously flared shoulder pads and a diamond studded collar. Kim Chi would definitely rock that. So her name is Kim Chi. I'm doing her skin 1/1. No, just that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm doing her skin 1/1. Best advice I can give: do it in chunks. Because I'm telling you, for a while there, I didn't quite know what I was thinking, and it was too late to turn back. But I did discover, sorry, I just hit the thing. I did discover that if you do it in chunks, and go play in another sandbox for a little while, and then come back, it's not so bad. It's not meant to be done in one sitting, which is what I thought. Not true. Not meant to be done. Finally, is it? No, it's not finally. It's not finally at all. I have a blast from the past. Dug this out when I got tired of starting all the things. I dug into all the things I've already started, and I pulled out this one. Because the only thing I love more than a monochromatic piece is a piece with huge blocks of bright colors. So there's my fractal. Fractal number 234 by Cross Stitch Collectibles, with the rainbow pooping unicorn appropriately. That's my progress on that. I played with that for a little while. I think I'm going to keep this one in the WIP rotation because I like the colors. They make me happy. So that's my progress on that. And I think I have one more WIP to show you. No, I have two. I'm going to do a separate video about this. For those of you that have not been watching my channel for a while, I'm working on my first large, this isn't it, my first large chatelaine, and I am recording my progress from beginning to end because I found chatelaines to be rather intimidating. And I thought it would be helpful maybe to somebody else if after the end of each rotation with the chatelaine, I did a little film on my experience with that particular area, the things that challenged me, what I found to be helpful, any tips that I could offer as a novice chatelaine stitcher. I stitch as many as the next guy. This is my first one. But I would have found that helpful. So I don't know. So anyway, I'm going to do a separate video for this, so I'm not going to go into too much detail. The videos are posted under my channel. They're called the Chatelaine Experience, and this is where I am with this one. So as you know, chatelaines are done in parts. What you're seeing is a needle minder that Emily made me. Boom. So what you're seeing is part one, which is the octagon in the center, and all the road stitches and peacock feathers that are surrounding that are part two. So that's my progress. Okay. One of these days I'm going to learn how to edit my videos, and I'm going to be able to show you pictures where I was the last time you saw my project, you know, like the cool kids do. But I can't do that. I won't say I can't do that. I haven't learned how to do that yet. But one day. And finally, my last WIP, I think it's my last WIP, it may or may not be. I don't know. My last WIP is also haul. So this is something I've been wanting since they started. I've been wanting to do this. You're gonna hear a crash in a minute. You're gonna hear a crash. I've been wanting to get one of these since Heaven and Earth started doing it. I've been wanting a kit. I've been wanting one of the Heaven and Earth Designs kits. I really wasn't convinced that this was the best way to buy a kit. Monetarily speaking, I didn't think it was much. I actually thought it was a little bit more expensive. But I wanted to put my hands on it. I wanted to have one for myself, and so I bought one. So the pattern I already had, because you know the kits include all the materials, but they don't include the pattern. So I'll show you the pattern. It was Daybreak. By Andy Russell. I also have the sister pattern, which is Hidden Harbor. There's the pattern. Surprise, surprise, lots of colors. So I purchased the Hate kit for that pattern. And it comes in this nice box. So I just keep it in there. Why not? Comes beautifully wrapped with tissue paper. Nice thank you card from Michelle and Robert. It's nice. There's my progress on it. I haven't made much progress. Developed this love for cross-country stitching. I used to be a Parker, but now I'm like into That's the back, isn't it? Yep, that's the back. I don't know what I'm doing. It's like, what is that big string? Yeah, that was the back. That's my progress. It's not much to speak of, just a little bit of sky. Oh no, I want to work on it again. But look at this fabric, guys. This isn't, what is this? Is it Magic Guide with 10 by 10 squares? This is 25 count. I don't know. I've never seen Magic Guide with 10 by 10 squares. This is 25 count with 10 by 10 grid. And the grid is gray. I've never seen that. I have only seen the pink grids. And the 25 count comes in 20 by 20 squares. So that's cool. And I'm not going to, well, maybe I am going to take all these out. Comes with your cards, your floss, on laminated floss cards with all the symbols. And this came with, tied up with a ribbon. One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. I don't know. But they're tied up with the ribbon with these nice little plastic holders. Very cute. Very cool. And it comes wrapped up in beautiful dragonfly tissue paper. I might just put the whole thing, Q-snap and all, in the box and close it up. It did come with a little extra something something. Looks like it's in a little handmade bag. Drawstring, that's cute. And there's treasures inside. Treasures! Oh yeah, I want to show you that. That's cute. This is a needle threader. And I think it's a needle threader / laying tool. With this little glass bead on top. I think it's a threader and a laying tool. I'm not sure. But look at this. Cute little container. It's a little needle holder. Isn't that cute? Now I want to work on this. See what you guys made me do? Messing up my rotation. It's your fault. So anyway, that's my Heaven and Earth design kit. Oh God, I am making such a mess. All right, we are 34 minutes in. What else can we do? I'm so afraid of going. Okay, I'm going to go as far as I can, and then I'm going to cut it off, because if this thing cuts off again, Guys, seriously? So this, got some floss haul. So Cinders. Cinders is the, I need to put that in the other container. Cinders is the Gentle Art sampler thread that I am using for the Big Red Ship of Life. It's this beautiful blackish red. It's not even maroon. It's literally like a blackish red. Of course, it's not going to show up. You see that bruise? I got blood drawn the other day by the world's most horrific phlebotomist. She like tore me up. This bruise is the size of a golf ball. Yeah, see how it looks black? It's really red. It's a very dark variegated red, like a blackish red. So I remember Garrett saying he was looking for a blackish red Cinders from Gentle Art samplers. It's the way to go. I'm going to leave these out to go in with the Big Red Ship of Life. I also purchased the Dinky Dyes Oops packages, 20 skeined pack. There's the multi, 20 skeins of the multicolored. And then I got 15 skeins of the browns. I got this for free, silk ribbon, and I think this is wool. Hand dyed silk and wool. I want to see what it says. It is Dinky Dyes hand dyed silk and wool in light pansy. It's pinker than that. And then some green silk ribbon. That green is exactly right. The pansy is more pink. It's not quite that purple. And then, okay, you guys want to do Death by Cross Stitch, or maybe even the Big Red Ship of Life, and you want to do it in silks, but silks are an arm and a leg. Dinky Dyes on Etsy has hanks of silk for $24. And from what I understand, one hank does the entire project. So here's a hank of, I need a white piece of paper because this is a mess. You can't see that. Really? I can't find a piece of white paper? Okay. Buried, guys. I'm buried. Alright, so this is a Dinky Dyes variegated hank. It has browns and salmons and tans and that's about right. So brown, salmon, tan, rust color. Right up my alley. So apparently one hank, one of these, will do all of Death by Cross Stitch. I don't know. That's what they say. I got this one, which is, I think it's seaweed. It's green, olive greens. And then I got this one. I don't remember what it's called, but it's like a gray, dark gray. So those are my Dinky Dyes silk hanks. I do have somewhere in here, I might have to come up later. Somewhere in here I got a third package of the Oops in greens. And I'll talk about that when I get to it. So now, if you haven't figured it out, I'm venturing into my haul. I'm at 40 minutes. I'm going to keep going. I mentioned earlier that I was stitching the Death by Cross Stitch 1/1 on 28 count Monaco. Let me tell you about this 28 count Monaco. This is the fabric that, I don't know what I just heard, that Mackenzie loves. And she was talking about it in her videos, about how she loves it, loved the weight of it, all this good stuff. So I decided I'm going to give it a try because she kept talking about it. And I love a good fabric. So they sell this at Michael's and Joann's. It's readily available, 28 count Monaco. I got it in the tea dyed. And she was absolutely right. It has a great weight to it. It's sturdy. It's a nice, tight, even weave. It fits beautifully in a hoop, in a Q-snap, scroll frame, in hand. For all of you stitchers in hand, it has a nice weight to it. So I really, really love it. And I've gotten into stitching on higher counts. Today I bought a piece of 36 count linen, and I'm not a linen person, but I wanted a higher count than the normal 32. And I kind of even want to try 40 a little bit. I don't know. I'm into these little petite stitches now. I'm stitching, what is it that I'm doing 1/1 on 28? There's a Haid that I'm doing 1/1 on 28 count. Maybe I'm not. Maybe it's the Death by Cross Stitch I'm thinking of. I don't know. But anyway, so a little while ago, somebody on Flosstube, Stitch Mania, was talking about how Joann's had the 28 count Monaco on sale, and there was a 50% off coupon. No, it was they had the 28 count Monaco, let's just say in a large quantity, along with a 50% off coupon. And I thought about it, and I was like, what in the world am I going to do with all that fabric? And I said I wasn't going to get it. Don't judge me. I got a bolt of it, guys. If it's worth your time, it's worth Charles Craft, right? This bolt, it was 50% off. So, whatever. That happened. It happened. And I'm happy it happened. Because now, ideally, I'll never have to buy fabric again, right? Says the girl that just rejoined the Silk Weavers Fabric of the Month Club last week or 2 weeks ago. Well, speaking of which, it's kind of good. Here I am justifying my insanity. It's kind of good because I'm joining Stitch from Stash in 2017. Stitch from Stash gives you a monthly budget of $0 to $25. You choose the amount that you'll spend every month, and you'll commit to not going over this amount. And I'm going to end this video after this. I have a funny feeling something's about to go awry. So you commit to not going over the amount that you choose. In my case, it's obviously the maximum of $25. If you don't spend the money within that month, it'll roll over to the next month, which means you can kind of save up if you want to make a big purchase and you still stay within your budget. If you have finishes, you get credits that count toward your stash budget. If you buy things like needles, notions including needles, hoops, what else? I don't know. That's all I can think of right now as far as notions go. That's all I can think of. If you buy things like needles and hoops, they don't count against your budget, but if you buy fabric, if you buy floss, if you buy embellishments, if you buy patterns, kits, lights, I don't know, they do count against your budget. So if you go on the Stitch from Stash page and a group in Facebook, she clearly outlines, I want to say it's Cindy. I apologize if I'm wrong. I don't remember who the admin is. I think it's Cindy. Or Michelle. Oh my gosh, I can't remember. I'm sorry. If you go in the Stitch from Stash group on Facebook, they clearly outline all the details, and it looks like there's going to be a lot of people trying to save some money next year. So I think I'm good to go on fabric. I think I'm okay. So so that happened. Wasn't supposed to, but it did. I think I have time to show you some of my digital patterns that I have purchased. Man, if this computer ends on me again, there's going to be hell to pay. Alright, so remember what I talked about with my love for fish and monarch butterflies. This is by Jasmine Beckett Griffith. Not her typical pattern. Les Poissons, I think that's French for fish. Poissons, I don't know. I'm better with Spanish. Monarch butterflies and fish, I said I like to stitch, right? Hello? Hello? I mean, now I'll run the other way screaming if I ever saw a fish like looking like that coming at me. But I want to stitch it. That is just so cool. It's like the best of both worlds. All it needs is like some peacock feathers and, you know, it's a tish fish. So I got that. Oh, I got two Jasmine Beckett Griffiths. Faces of Fairy, number 90. Obvious reasons. I know I got another one, but oh yeah, there it is, there it is. Oh my gosh. Monarch Butterfly Queen by Jane Star Wheels. I like the butterflies, but I was really, if I'm being honest, drawn in by the pedestal. Look at his face. That's what got me. And it's got calla lilies, which is my favorite flower. Alright, those are my digital. There's another one, but I have to find that later. I'm too afraid of this closing out on me again. So I am going to wrap this up. That was WIPs with a touch of haul. I'm going to record another video almost immediately after this, and it's going to be the remainder of my haul and my homemade needle minders. Needle minders. I can't say that. So I'm glad to be back, and I'm happy that I'm recording again. It was great fun. Hopefully this will upload this evening. We shall see. But I'm going to end it, and I just want to thank everybody for their love and support and their kind words while I've been gone, but all is well. So until next time, happy stitching, and I will talk to you guys again in about 10 minutes. All right, bye.